Hello, thanks for joining us on Aso Briefing. Today I am Joy and let's begin with the headlines. President Bola Tinubu approves investment-linked incentives for Shell Bonga Southwest project. President Tinubu swears a new FCC chairman, 37 commissioners at State House. SGF appoint 2 deputy corps marshals for Southeast Northeast. Vice President Kashim Shettima unveils Back to the Farm initiative to tackle food insecurity at WEF Davos. You're watching Aso Briefing. We are live on DSTV channel 292, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We're also on the UHF band on channel 38. Let's begin with our stories. Now, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the gazetting of targeted investment-linked incentive to support Shell's proposed Bonga Southwest deep offshore oil project and other similar development aimed at boosting job creation and foreign exchange inflows. The President also directed his special advisor on energy, Mrs. Olu Vejan, to facilitate the gazette of the incentives in line with Nigeria's existing legal and fiscal framework. He disclosed this while receiving a Shell delegation led by Global Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Wells Saran, at the State House. President Tinubu said incentives are disciplined, targeted, and globally competitive, stressing that they are ring-fenced and tied strictly to new investment, incremental production, strong local content delivery, and in-country value addition. He added that the Bonga Southwest project is expected to reach a final investment decision within the first term of his administration. The President described the project as strategic to Nigeria's economy, noting that it has the potential to generate thousands of direct and indirect jobs, attract significant foreign exchange, and deliver sustained revenue to government while deepening Nigerian participation in offshore energy services. In his remark, Mr. Saran said Nigeria's investment climate has improved markedly under the Tinubu administration, expressing Shell's renewed confidence in the country as a destination for long-term investment. The statement was signed by Mr. Sunday Dare, Special Advisor to the President on Media and Public Communication. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Thursday swore in the newly appointed chairman and 37 commissioners of the Federal Character Commission, the FCC, at the State House, Abuja. The brief ceremony held in the council chambers saw Haliat Omidarin take the oath of office as FCC chairman alongside commissioners representing the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. Omidarin, a former two-term member of the House of Representatives, who served between 2011 and 2019, succeed Dr. Muhiba Dankaka. The Osun State indigene is a biochemistry graduate of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, with extensive experience in legislative duties and sport administration. The event was attended by top government officials, including the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Bajabiamila, Minister of Solid Minerals, Development, Dele Alake, and senior State House officials, after which President Tinubu exchanged handshakes with the new persons and commissioners.
To be fair, diligent, committed, and patriotic. And I'm asking you to ask yourself, not all the time, what can this country do for you, but what you can do for the country to make it greater.
Speaking after the ceremony, the chairman said there are...
Now, the National Judicial Council has recommended 14 candidates to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for appointment as judges of the Federal High Court. This was disclosed in a statement issued on Thursday by the Deputy Director of Information at the NJC, Kemi Ogbende. She said the recommendation followed the Council's 110th meeting held from January 13 to 14, 2026, under the chairmanship of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekun. Kemi explained that the candidates were cleared and recommended after security screening reports revealed that there were no adverse comment against any of them. The 14 candidates recommended for appointment are Amida Hassan, Suleiman Barrel, Saidu Muhammad, Chinelu Kongchita, Igboko, Chioma Angela Onwebu, Edinga Galumje, Vera Enabo Ibrahim, Musa Usman Abubakar, Aisha Yunusa Salihu, Joy Basi Ikpeme, Umaru Adamu Shehu Ibrahim Buba Muhammad, Nandelum Judith, Eyeye Benjin Kuyik, Udrak Usoro, and Osinachi Donatos Umoye. Now, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator Joe Dakome, has approved the appointment of 2 Assistant Corps Marshals as Deputy Corps Marshals of the Federal Road Safety Corps for the South, East and North East Zones. FRSC Corps Public Education Officer Assistant Corps Marshal Olusegun Ogungbemide in a statement said the newly appointed officers are Hyginus Omeje, formerly in charge of operations, and Mark Sabia, who headed finance and accounts at the FRSC National Headquarters. According to the SGF, the appointments are aimed at strengthening leadership capacity, improving operational effectiveness, and enhancing road safety management nationwide. Reacting to the Corps Marshal of the FRSC, Shehu Muhammad, described the move as timely, noting that those officers bring decades of experience, professionalism, and commitment to service. He charged the new Deputy Corps Marshals to deploy their expertise in tackling traffic and road safety challenges across their zones. Now to aviation. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamos SAN, has signed a concession agreement for the Akano Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, as part of the federal government's aviation reform program. The Minister's Special Advisor on Media and Communication, Tunde Moshood, in a statement stated that the agreement was signed in Abuja at a ceremony attended by officials of the Enugu State Government, the concessionaires, Alliance and top officials of the Ministry of Aviation and the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. Speaking at the event, the minister described the signing as the conclusion of a transparent process approved by the Federal Executive Council in July 2025. Keyamo assured aviation workers that their job and conditions of service remain fully protected, stressing that no staff will be retrenched and all workers remain employees of the federal government and FAN. He added that minor operational issues relating to security charges and the airport financial model will be resolved in the coming weeks to ensure smooth implementation. The concession is expected to improve infrastructure efficiency and passenger experience at Enugu Airport, while boosting regional connectivity and private sector investment in Nigeria's aviation sector. Still on aviation, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has received Edo State Governor Senator Mondo Perulu in Abuja over plans to establish an indigenous airline for the state. Governor Perulu said the proposed airline to operate from Benin Airport is critical to Edo State's economic growth, investment attraction, and job creation. It is clear that the state is already engaging potential partners, including foreign investors, to provide aircraft for the takeoff of operations. Responding, the aviation minister described the initiative as timely, noting growing investor interest in Benin Airport and its commercial viability. He recalled the airport's historic role as a major aviation hub during the era of Okada Air. To fast-track the process, the minister announced the setting up of a technical committee and directed the state government to nominate a liaison officer for coordination and regulatory compliance. He expressed optimism that with effective collaboration, Benin Airport could be repositioned as a key regional hub within the year. And now in the FCT, in a show of unity and growing confidence in progressive leadership, Basa natives in Gwagwalada Area Council have hosted and openly endorsed the All Progressives Congress APC chairmanship candidate for the forthcoming FCT Area Council election, Alhaji Usman Yahya. The endorsement took place at Angwan Basa in the old Kotonko area, where community leaders and residents welcomed the APC team with enthusiasm and solidarity. Speaking on behalf of the Basa-speaking natives, community representatives pledged to mobilize and canvass massive support for the APC candidate in the February polls, citing their belief in inclusive governance, peaceful coexistence and sustainable development under the leadership of Alhaji Usman Yahya. They expressed confidence that an APC-led administration in Gwagwalada would prioritize grassroots development and ensure that all segments of the council are carried out along in governance. Although unavoidably absent, the APC chairman candidate Alhaji Usman Yahya was ably represented by Alhaji Rabiu Sabah, a former PDP chairmanship aspirant. He was accompanied by prominent party stakeholders, including Honorable Hassan Loko, Honorable Muhammad Sani, Al-Hassan Kula, Al-Haji Inwa May Gadam, and the Yaloja of Gwagwalada. The visit forms part of the APC's ongoing grassroots engagement ahead of the FCT Area Council elections scheduled for next month. Now, the People's Democratic Party PDP chairmanship candidate for the forthcoming FCT Area Council election in Gwagwalada, Comrade Kashimu Muhammad Ikwa, has called on residents of the council to ensure they collect their permanent voters' cards, that's the PVCs, ahead of the polls. Comrade Kashimu made the call in a statement issued in Abuja. He noted that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has commenced the distribution of PVCs in preparation for the Area Council elections scheduled for February 21st. The Gwagwalada PDP flag bearer emphasized the importance of the PVC, describing it as a vital instrument for participation in the electoral process, especially with the FCT Area Council elections fast approaching. He further reassured his teeming supporters that INEC is committed to conducting a peaceful election within the confines of the electoral process, assuring that the polls will be free, fair, and credible. Comrade Kashimo also urged residents of Gwagwalada Area Council to maintain the existing peace before, during, and after the elections. Comrade Kashimu Muhammad Ikwa of the PDP is one of the major contenders in the forthcoming FCT Area Council election in Gwagwalada Area Council. And now, when Aso Briefing returns, more stories on election. To stay with us.
We were warned about this marriage. Because we did not listen, the young maiden is dead.
Nana, come here. Hi. Why do you speak so freely with a stranger from Ajani?
We were just talking about offering Ojigijag a seat on the council.
The gods be praised. Negodo Nselko Sisi, he has 2 wives. So why are you making it look like it is a big deal?
Many thanks for staying there. You're watching Aso Briefing. We're live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. Let's take you through other stories. Now, in its National Voting Intention Survey Round 1 released on Thursday, Yaga Africa said it polled 1,500 respondents nationwide through telephone interviews covering all 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, on December 1 and 5, 2025. Now, the confidence, it says, though despite the low confidence in INEC, the report shows strong voter interest in the 2027 elections with 77%. Yaga Africa, however, said that the enthusiasm is threatened by widespread insecurity and fear of electoral violence. Respondent says they are likely or very likely to vote.
A lot of actions need to be taken by whether it's INEC, whether it's the security agencies, and other institutions to continue to build trust, because this distrust is palpable, you can feel it, and it exists. And if we are going to, inspire trust and confidence, then it has to be seen not just in words, but in action.
As political activities and
Believers, if citizens actively participate in the electoral process and be assured that their votes will count in the overall result. It also becomes critical for stakeholders to ensure the integrity of the electoral process. Election devoid of integrity is a charade.
the Independent National
The House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee investigating Nigeria's power sector reforms and expenditure from 2007 to 2024 has summoned the Managing Director of Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company and Just Electricity Distribution Company over their absence at a hearing to probe their operations on Thursday. Chairman of the committee, Mr. Mustafa Ibrahim, railing on an amended motion by members, warned that failures to comply with the committee's directive would attract the full instrumentality of the House. He recalled submissions from the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, which reveals that Nigeria has never generated up to 13,300 megawatts of electricity at any time, with peak generation hovering around 10,000 megawatts, despite transmission capacity of about 7,000 megawatts. The lawmaker noted that while generation and transmission issues have been interrogated in previous sessions, distribution companies remain critical stakeholders whose performance directly affect electricity supply to consumers. Officials who appeared on behalf of the DISCOs had failed to provide convincing explanations for the absence of the managing directors or present letters formally notifying the committee of any delegation. The committee's chairman expressed dissatisfaction, stressing that the absence of the DISCO's chief executive undermined the purpose of the investigation, stating that the committee was constituted to address Nigeria's persistent power challenges, which have continued to slow down national development despite over a decade of power sector privatization. The committee adjourned proceedings of this to 5th February, reaffirming its resolve to uncover the root causes of Nigeria's electricity crisis and ensure accountability in the power sector. Now, the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening collaboration with the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, on empowerment of Corps members. It describes SMEDAN as a critical stakeholder in its skill acquisition and entrepreneurship development program, which has trained and empowered thousands of Corps members to set up thriving businesses across the country. The Director General, NYSC, Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu, stated this when his counterpart of SMEDAN, Dr. Charles Odili, visited him in his office in Abuja. General Nafiu said the scheme pursued policies and programs that promoted national unity, integration, and socio-economic development, adding that SMEDAN is a key partner of NYSC because it has helped in birthing core businesses that are contributing to Nigeria's gross domestic product, the GDP, thereby boosting the national economy. He commended the agency for its impact across various value chains, particularly in the entrepreneurship advocacy, financial literacy, skills acquisition training, and facilitation of access to funding. Speaking earlier, the DG of SMEDAN, Dr. Charles Odil, said the need to review the existing memorandum of understanding between the two agencies to further enhance the empowerment of core members with business skills and relevant tools. The agency currently supports over 39 million small businesses across Nigeria and we called for the creation of an NYSC Community Development Service, the CDS group, dedicated to increasing public awareness of its program. He decided and described SMEDAN as the federal government's apex institution for the development of small businesses with responsibilities spanning job creation, poverty reduction, and industrial growth, adding that the NYSC remains a strategic partner in achieving these objectives. Now let's take you to Davos now, where Vice President Kashim Shettima, while speaking on a panel titled When Food Becomes Security at the Congress Center during the 56th World Economic Forum WEF meeting in Davos, Switzerland, said the commencement of a multi-dimensional agricultural drive tagged the Back to the Farm initiative would serve as part of broader effort to address persistent food insecurity across the country. He said the Back to Farm initiative is designed to curb inflation, reduce foreign exchange spending on food imports, insulate Nigeria from global shocks, and restore productivity in the country's key food basket region.
So the government is making efforts for food security corridors and community-based security engagement for people to go back. and heal the soil. And there is a new program being conceived and executed by the government. And that has to do with back to the farming initiative, so that I display people that will supply the inputs, the insurance, the capital, the mobile, for goods, for the sheep. The panel sisters relationship with the economy and ecology and cycling and so on. And in the north of Nigeria, we are facing problems of desertification, deforestation, and drought. In the neighboring areas, in the southern part of the country, and in the north central, we have issues of oil. So what are the solutions? We have to look for drought, resistant, drought tolerant, and early maturing varieties of rice, sorghum, wheat. And for the southern part of the country, riverine communities, we have to look for food systems that approach resistant rice and cassava that can live that part of the world.
On security,
the Vice President also noted that Nigeria no longer views food security through a narrow agricultural lens, but as a core macroeconomic security and governance issue. Now, the National Security Advisor, NSA, Malam Nuhu Badu, has said that the U.S.-Nigeria Military and Security Cooperation has yielded tangible operational gains, particularly in counter-terrorism efforts across the country. He made this known on Thursday in Abuja at the inauguration of the U.S.-Nigeria Joint Working Group. He noted that since engagement began in November 2025, cooperation between both countries has enhanced intelligence sharing, strengthened coordination between U.S., Africa, and Nigeria's defense headquarters, and improved joint planning, leading to better target identification and disruption of terrorism and transitional criminal networks. He added that the collaboration conducted with full respect for Nigeria's sovereignty has resulted in the neutralization of terrorists, destruction of logistics hub, and interception of key facilitators, while supporting President Bola Tinubu's security directives, including intensified operation, expanded early warning systems, and strengthening accountability measures to protect all citizens regardless of religious or ethnic affiliation. But that's so much we can take on Aso Briefing today. Thank you for staying there. I am Joy Annie. Do have a wonderful day ahead.